anytime I'm working with a new company, I always ask them, hey, am I the first person you're talking to from the marketing side? And they'll be like, yeah, we haven't really worked with anyone marketing wise. You're the first person we're bringing in. I'm like, all right, cool. That helps, right? And sometimes they'll be like, well, actually, we worked with an agency and they did a few things for us. I'm like, all right, cool, sounds good. And I'll ask, the company or the person in charge or whatever, like, all right, well, what did you want this agency to do? Like, what was it that you hired them for? And they always tell me, they ask the agency, how do I get more followers, right? That's all they're kind of worried about. And I get it, followers, they just help kind of give you that kind of public stamp of approval, all good. I understand that. But sometimes I think we forget that, these agencies are trying to make money, and there are some questions that we need to ask. So 3 questions right now that you can ask an agency when you're thinking about bringing them on. Okay, so 3 questions you want to ask your agency that you're potentially going to be working with, or any agency that you're kind of, talking to bring on board, right? So first and foremost, you want to ask them, hey, across which platforms are you going to be posting, and what type of posts are you going to include in this package you're presenting? Because sometimes they may just say, well, we'll post on Facebook and Instagram for you, and Twitter, and it's like, well, X, but it may just be that they're just making a post on Facebook and Instagram, and they're pushing the same one to both. On Instagram, maybe you can say, well, I want more stories than I want regular posts, or I want more reels than I want regular posts, or maybe a combination of both, where you get pictures and videos and stories and reels, and maybe you even want to get a poll question thrown in there. So you have a variety of different options that you can go with, and you want to make sure that this agency is capitalizing on all of those options for you, right? So first and foremost, understand what type of posts are included in this contract that you're going to be getting into with this agency. Number 2 is, okay, this content that you're going to be kind of creating for me, and that you're going to be posting across all of these different channels for me on my social media, do I own that content at the end of the day, or do you own that content at the end of the day? You meaning the agency, right? So in these contracts, sometimes these agencies will say, no, we own the content at the end of the day because we created it, and while we did create it for you, we were just letting you kind of license or borrow it, and now you can keep it on your page, but you can't make any new posts with it, right? Or edit it or do anything with it. Now, sometimes they'll try to hide that within the contract, right? But you just want to be upfront and be like, hey, is this content that you're creating, do I own it or do you own it? And then, a 2A question underneath that is, hey, can you potentially give me templates to have for some of this content, right? Because you may get like a picture kind of that you post with your logo and everything around it, and hey, if you just have like a blank Photoshop kind of template that's already created by this agency, maybe you own that, and then you can kind of swap in and out, but you get the idea, right? So ask if that content is yours, and then potentially a 2-way under that is, hey, are any of these able to be templates that I can then kind of swap in and out for? Again, you just want to ask that question. Now, third and finally, you want to ask about bots. So unfortunately, we live in a world across all social platforms where bots are just part of the game, right? You're going to have some followers who are bots. There's just no way around it. Now, an agency isn't going to be able to be like, yeah, these 4 are bots and these 4 aren't. But what they should be able to give you is, hey, we're anticipating 10 to 15% of the followers you gain are most likely going to be bots. And if an agency doesn't have any type of numbers on that for you, then you really want to start maybe digging deeper into that contract that they're providing to you, and see kind of the nitty-gritty behind it. Because Again, they're not going to know exactly, but they should, have an idea. Like, they've been in this game long enough where they're aware that, okay, bots are part of the game, like I said, and you know there's no really way around it that you're not going to have a few bot followers. And again, they should be able to say to you, yeah, we anticipate X% are going to be bots. So anyways, quick video here. Hopefully this helps some of y'all out. All right, over and out.